All right. We are packed and ready for our second attempt to bring Trinity back.
Second attempt. It's all packed, and this time it's not a pickup truck, but it's just about as much stuff.
Recording. Okay, so we just got in. 11:15 p.m. There's a hurricane force winds brewing outside. All the stuff unloaded from the car down the boat ramp onto the boat in the dark, in the wind. Whew, it's wild. It's wild out there. It's gonna be a wild trip. Wow, Brian.
Hey, I'm windblown. It is a gale outside the boat.
So you think we should tie this into a braid?
Yes, braid it.
Or trim it?
Not trimming it till spring. The plan is to remove all this from here, take this all out, and this is the piece that we had custom made. This is the wrong hose that I used for the exhaust. I had to make it in two pieces because I didn't know the measurements and I didn't want to be in a bind. Well, I got in a bind because this hose was not rated for the exhaust temperature. My mistake, not knowing anything any better, I put the wrong hose on it. So I've got the right hose, but in the process of finding the right hose, I also found the exact Volvo Penta original equipment manufacturer part for this elevated exhaust riser. So I've got that, so I'm going to just take everything off and put on the factory part. This will be for a backup in case anything ever happens. So I know this works. We have the right hose. All this is cool, so there's really no worry about this hose. This is fine. But we'll get all this replaced. So that's the plan. Everything's disconnected. Just took off the snout and drained all the coolant from the hot exchanger side. I'll be taking the studs out because the new piece has bolts that go through. I just tightened the alternator belt. It was a little loose, causing some chafing up here on the water inlet. Just bumping up against that, and so just loosened the bolts and pulled it back and tightened it. The belt was slightly too big, so I don't know if I may have to take this belt and use the other belt. It was slightly too big, and this bracket is hitting these blades, and you can see where they're bent, where it's busted these blades. You can see that this is some sort of rig job, previous owner, so there's just issues. We got things mechanically in place, and we're ready to go.
Ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble.
So this is really exciting because finally I think we're gonna actually move the boat from Hilton Head to Little River. Mechanically sound, lots of hours, hard work, energy, prayer.
Bye-bye. You got yours on video. Brian, get your bumps up. What? Get your bumps up. Okay, yeah. Bye.
p.m. We are leaving Hilton Head Skull Creek Marina, February 18th. Here we go. Woohoo! Videoing? We're going!
So we are motor sailing I took out the Genoa almost into the wind, but you can see the telltale. We're motoring and sailing, and I think we're at 6 knots. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am at my wit's end, nervous. This is way out of my comfort zone, and we are supposed to walk in faith and make the step, and Holy Parent, Father, Mother, God, the source, the universe, Jesus will guide our ways and make it right. And that's what we're doing. We're stepping in faith, or we're sailing in faith. Got the engine back together. It's a lot later today than we wanted to leave, but I felt like we needed to leave and just get on going. And that's what we're doing. So we're going to Beaufort. Some call it Beaufort. The locals call it Beaufort. Don't understand, but that's the way it is. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying it happened. And so we're motor sailing from Hilton Head to Beaufort. Hopefully we'll get there before dark. And right here is some of Paris Island Marine Base. This is only part of it. It goes way beyond what we see. Airfield for helicopters, probably some Harriers, but definitely helicopters. We see their helicopters flying over our house in North Myrtle Beach on the way to North Carolina. So pretty badass. But that's Paris Island. The Garmin says there's a submarine below us. So there might be. Paris Island might have one.
Right there, submarine obstacle.
Oh, that's an obstacle, not a submarine ship.
It's a submarine, it's a marine.
It's submarine, okay.
It's a marine base, of course it's a submarine.
Right. The marina closes at 5. We're scheduled to be there about 5:15. And because I don't know what I'm doing, I want to get there sooner than later. So I don't want to turn off the engine and try to sail it. Although we're doing really good just sailing the Genoa. My reasoning for doing the videos is to learn and to teach, because I learned quite a bit from the YouTubers and I want to pay it forward. So that's what we're doing. So motor sailing, but if we didn't have the engine on, that sail is trimmed nicely. I think it's a nicely trimmed sail. We're on a close haul. The wind is coming from our left side, port side, about 10 o'clock. We are almost in irons, or almost into the wind in that 10 to 2 area where we can't sail. That used to be a compass to say how much hill we have. Got to replace that. Got some dolphins coming right at us.
We are about to go into this bridge here.
Everybody waves to each other on boats. Just like back when I was riding motorcycles, all the motorcycles wave to each other. But the weird thing is, I ride a lot of bicycles. Cyclists don't wave to each other. They'll look dead at you, eyeball you. I acknowledge them, I'll yell out, I'll wave. They don't say anything. Motorcyclists wave, boaters wave, but cyclists, they don't wave. I don't get it. This is our marina for tonight in Beaufort. We're arriving 10 minutes after closing. It's probably 5 now. They close at 5 and they're not going to stay to help us. So we'll have a leisurely morning with coffee and things in the morning, get fuel and a holding tank evacuation, and then we'll head off.
we are safely in Beaufort, in the marina. It's beautiful. The weather turned out nice for us. Couldn't have really been much better. And now hopefully we can get cleaned up and go get some dinner. Check out Beaufort. Looks like a pretty cute little town. Beautiful sunset in Beaufort. What a day, man. It's been a long time coming. Long time coming. Our first day off the dock. I feel like celebrating.
We made it. We docked. An amazing job with current and winds. Robin docked this vessel like a pro. Had some gracious boaters that are here on the dock that helped us tie up, get us secure with the winds and the current. Winds and current blowing this way. Still pretty stiff. There's captain of the day. Already changed and ready for the evening. Whereas I need a shower because I've got grease under my nails, my beard's erect, and yeah, I've been in the engine room almost 2/3 of the day, or yeah, 4 or 5 hours. So there we are.
In case anyone was wondering if we got showers, yes, the Beaufort Harbor has private bathroom in the marina, and I'm gonna get a shower. Sunrise. So this morning I wanted to come out and walk around Beaufort before we took off, because last night at dinner it was dark, but it looked like such an intriguing little town. Look, I mean, look at that. Look at this white oak.
All right, we are packed up and ready. Engine busted off really nicely, so Trinity is raring to go. We'll pick up a little bit of fuel and pump out the holding tank in just a minute, and then we'll be cruising out.
And we smell good. We had a shower.
Yeah, we had a shower.
Showers were nice.
Shower's nice and hot, good water pressure. So Safe Harbor Beaufort Marina is a good marina. Walking distance to a really quaint and a historic downtown. Beautiful area.
Beautiful. I fell in love last night.
She did. She says we're going to have to drive back. Like we said, we weren't driving back
For our anniversary.
But we'll drive back to Beaufort, not to Hilton Head, because the boat's not in Hilton Head anymore.
I want to stay in one of these old mansion bed and breakfasts.
Yeah, that will be fun. So
it's gorgeous. So
yeah.
if you haven't been to Beaufort, it's definitely something to put on your list of places to check out.
Yeah, it's between Savannah and Charleston. It's not on the ocean. It's on the Intracoastal Waterway. Just several miles drive to the ocean, several hours boat to the ocean. Great spot.
Good food too. We went to a really neat restaurant called the Old Bull Tavern last night. Oh my goodness, fabulous.
Yeah, it was great. And we stumbled upon a little grocery that had a beer tasting with a local brewer from Bluffton. And so we got a 4-pack of some tasty beers that they were showcasing. And so we'll have to enjoy those tonight when we anchor.
Yeah, that was fun. While we were waiting for a table, we walked across the street and had beer tasting.
Yeah, beer tasting. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, really fun night. I guess we're ready to go, huh?
We're ready to go.
I'm just super excited we were able to have a successful voyage yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could probably tell by the smile on my face. I was giddy.
Yeah, and my nerves went down tremendously once we got here, and all was well with the engine. It looked great this morning. It started great. It's idling great. There's no trouble. So I'm much more at ease now.
Enjoyed a gorgeous sunset and a beautiful sunrise, and the moon, which is still almost full. Perfect.
And we met Rourke and Sherry on Catamaran Ziggy. They're headed down to the Bahamas now, and he was begging us to turn around and go with them. He said, now is the time to do it. Don't wait. And it was very tempting.
I knew we would be kindred souls because when she helped us with the docking, she was wearing a John Prine t-shirt.
Yeah.
And they just, yeah.
Yeah, so we connected, we swapped information, and he gave me some pro tips for the boat and for the journey upward or journey north home, and hopefully we'll be in the Bahamas with him next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no hoping to it.
That's
We will
right.
be in the Bahamas with him next year.
That's right.
What was his name? Rourke?
Rourke.
Rourke?
Rourke and Sherry.
We're coming after you.
That's right.